Thanks to Banggood.com for sending me out the brand new XPKRC X3 Quadcopter. Now this is the FR Sky version. You can also pick it up in DSM2, DMSX and FL Sky receivers. It's actually made by SPC Maker, and I don't know why they've changed the name, but whatever. You can also go and check it out over on their own website themselves. Now, what do you get in the box? Not a lot. You get a battery strap and the prop. The props that you get are Emax Avan 3024 3-inch tri-blade prop. Now, there are quite a steep pitch on these propellers, so you're going to get a lot of punch out of them. You don't even get a manual in the box, which is quite bad because, well, everybody needs a manual to know what to do with a quadcopter. Now, the quadcopter itself is 135 millimeters from motor shaft to motor shaft. The weight of the quadcopter is 89 grams, roughly, without a battery. The bottom plate is 3 millimeters in thickness, and the side plates are 2 millimeters in thickness. And now you can see the receiver is on the top here. What I've done is I've zip tied it to the top of the frame, for the reason being the VTX was getting really hot and I wanted to keep the receiver away from it. The VTX itself is a 40 channel switchable from 25 milliwatts to 100 milliwatts. Now, from what I know, this is an old VTX. I'm not quite sure what one it is. It does not run smart audio, which is a bit of a downfall. Check the link in the description below, because I do believe the one that I've linked in the description is this one. Basically, you press and hold the button for 3 seconds and it takes you into either the channel and the band mode. Then you press the button and it changes it. Then you press and hold the button 3 seconds again and you're in the next section. And at the last section, when you press and hold the button for 3 seconds, it takes you into changing the milliwatts of the VTX. Now, you'll know what milliwatt you're flying at, 25 milliwatts or 100 milliwatts, because the green light will flash 1 time for 25 milliwatts or 2 times for 100 milliwatts. Now, it's connected up to the Runcam Sparrow 2. You can see it, it's quite nice and neatly sat in here. Let that focus up. And it seems to be quite nicely shielded up there, so if you're in a crash, it's quite well protected. It's the NTSC version with 700 TVL, but the thing is, you're going to need to have a dongle. One of these little things that you usually get with the Runcam. And the reason being is you've got OSD from Betaflight and you've got OSD from the camera itself. What I did was I disabled the OSD in the camera, but in Betaflight you'll need to set it to, on the OSD menu, to NTSC. If you do not, when you're trying to change channels and bands, you won't get a picture. You'll get a grey screen and you'll think something is wrong. There is nothing wrong. You just need to switch it to NTSC in Betaflight. Don't forget to do that. Okay, no smart audio, bit of a downfall, but they could do with switching the VTX out. I would recommend that they do that. Now, let's get on to the ESC itself. It's a 4-in-1 20 amp BL Heli connected to 1106 4500 kV motors and brushless motors, and these are quite powerful motors indeed, and I like the way they've got the color scheme to the frame as well. That's quite nice, and it's connected to a XT30 plug at the back, and at the back also the 2 LED lights and a buzzer. So that's great. If you get lost in the field, you can find your quadcopter because you can arm it to a switch. Now, the battery that I use, well, you can't see it here, but I'll bring your 2-cell version over. These are both exactly the same, basically. I used a 3-cell LiPo, so it's a 550 milliamp 3-cell LiPo 80C with a 160C burst. And get a bit of Velcro covering that up. Don't have any 4-cell LiPos, reason being, if you've noticed on my channel, I haven't really reviewed racing quadcopters, but now I am, so I've got some 4-cell LiPos on the way, which is great. running on 3-cell LiPo, you get about 45 minutes of flight time. The main flight controller board is the F4 Omnibus, and it's running Betaflight 3.2.4, and you will need to set up your own modes like angle mode, air mode, horizon mode, and so on. I did fly this with stock PIDs, and I can tell you, it's okay, but you are getting really bad signal feed through the camera and the VTX. The PIDs do need working on. They are not really good out of the box. They're flyable, but that's it. You will see in the video. Now, I was flying outside up at outside at the farm area, and the winds were 15 mile per hour constant, and it was absolutely freezing cold, and I didn't want to sit there and mess around with the PIDs, I'm afraid to say. The footage that I put up might only be for 3 minutes long, and you'll see the breakup on the video footage. It wasn't nice at all. But I did test this outside my back area, just flying it nice and mellow, and it wasn't too bad. It seemed that the more you punch it, the worse it gets. You know, that's when you know the PIDs are bad, and I'll need to work on those PIDs. But right now, I've got a lot of things to do. The weather is really bad. We've had 80 mile per hour winds here as well. We've had a storm not so long ago, so you might need to wait until I get some nice PIDs on the quadcopter and doing our flight review in this. I hope you enjoyed the little flight footage in front of you. Don't forget to check the link in the description below to help you to tune that VTX out, but I'd recommend that you take that VTX out and put a different one in, and also where you can get the quadcopter from. So check those links out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the little flight, but it's nothing amazing. It's only for a couple of minutes. Happy flying!